Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predictions for Manchester United's game against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. So I'm going to go for a draw, and the score I'm going to go with 2-2. Manchester United's goal scorers, I'm going to go with Jadon Sancho and Bruno Fernandes. Manchester City's goal scorers, I'm going to go with Erling Haaland. I think he'll get 2. So that is your predictions. On another video, I will be giving you my predicted 11 for this game. This will be a very difficult game for Manchester United. Like I said on my last video, it's Erik ten Hag's biggest test. Well, Erik ten Hag has got a massive October. Manchester United, the last game they played was FC Sheriff. Man United won that game by 2-0. Not so long ago, Manchester United were supposed to be playing Leeds, but that game got postponed, mainly because of the Queen. And a few weeks ago, we were supposed to be playing Crystal Palace, and that also got postponed. Them games will be rearranged. Manchester City, they won their last game against Wolves 3-0 away. Manchester City did beat Manchester United at the Etihad last season 4-1, and City won at Old Trafford 2-0. Manchester City, like I've said on my recent videos, have got a very good squad. They've got Phil Foden, who's a very good young player. Phil Foden risen up Manchester City's academy. Julian Alvarez, he's made an impact since he became a City player. Man City did get him from River Plate. Well, at one point he did go back to River Plate on loan, and then he officially went to Man City. Erling Haaland, what an impact he's made. I think he's got 2 hat-tricks since he became a Manchester City player. It's going to be interesting to see how our defence copes with the likes of Haaland, Alvarez and Foden and all of that. Hopefully we can keep them at bay. But City got Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. City have Manuel Akanji. Manchester City signed him from Borussia Dortmund. Still got Riyad Mahrez. City got him from Leicester back in 2018. City have also got Cole Palmer as well. They've got quite a lot of midfielders. They've obviously got Kevin De Bruyne, who's regarded as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. City got Kevin De Bruyne from Wolfsburg. Ilkay Gundogan, what a player he is. Rodri, he's good now. I wouldn't have said the same thing when he first started his career at Man City. I thought he enjoyed a bad start to his Man City career. Man City did get him from Atletico Madrid. Bernardo Silva, he's a very good attacking midfielder. Calvin Phillips, he's not one of Man City's first choice midfielders. Calvin Phillips is basically used as a plan B, so if City get any injuries to their midfielders, then he will be used. Phillips is actually out with injury at the moment. Man City did get him from Leeds. Jack Grealish, he's another one that doesn't really get in Man City's team. He's used as a plan B. Manchester City got Jack Grealish for 100 million. Definitely City overpaid for him. I think he's been very poor at Man City, if I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was far superior at Aston Villa. So there you go. And obviously City have got that Sergio Gomez, who they signed from Anderlecht. They've got Joe Cancelo, who's a very good defender. Kyle Walker, very good right back. Manchester City did get him from Tottenham. Got quite a few centre-halves City. They've got Laporte, who's very good. He's injured at the moment. John Stones, he's good now. Didn't enjoy the best of starts to his Man City career. Revert back to earlier on in his City career. I was heavily criticising him, and a lot of people were criticising him. John Stones is a former Everton player. Ruben Diaz, very good centre-half. Former Benfica player. Man City still have Nathan Ake, but he's not one of Man City's first choice, as City did get Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. Manchester City's first choice goalkeeper is Edison. They've got another goalkeeper called Scott Carson, and they have another goalkeeper as well. Now let me put into the equation that Manchester City have let, obviously, players go. They lost Zinchenko to Arsenal, they lost Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal, and Zinchenko and Jesus are now doing really well at Arsenal. Man City, of course, sold Raheem Sterling to Chelsea. Before Raheem Sterling played for Liverpool. City let Zach Steffen go. Aguero left City a few years ago now. David Silva left them quite a few years ago. He went to Real Sociedad. City lost Leroy Sané, don't forget. He went to Bayern Munich from Man City. Obviously Fernandinho retired from City. Vincent Kompany left around 4 years ago now, is it? When he left City, he became player manager at Anderlecht. Now Kompany, I think, is managing in the Championship. Otamendi also left City. Well, he was part of the deal of Man City getting Ruben Diaz. So there you go. But a lot of money's been invested in that Man City team. You know, Pep Guardiola has spent over £1 billion in his managerial career, but more than half of that money has been invested into Man City. Pep Guardiola got a very good pedigree as a manager. He's won a lot of trophies in his managerial career. He's won trophies at City, won them at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Last season, of course, Man City won the Premier League. City have won 4 titles in the last 5 seasons. Quite a few years ago, City won the domestic treble. So reflecting on that, they replicated what Man United did back in 1999. There was one season where City finished on 100 points. I think that was the season when they won the domestic treble. But before Guardiola, Man City, of course, had Manuel Pellegrini. They won the title under him. And before then, they had Roberto Mancini, and they won the title under him. When they won the title under him, it was the first time City had won the title in like 44 years. Pep Guardiola, you know, he obviously wants to win the Champions League at Man City. Man City have never won the Champions League in their history. They've come close to winning it a few times. Guardiola did win the Champions League when he was the Barcelona manager. But Guardiola, you know, has been the Man City manager for over 6 years. He got appointed in as the City manager back in 2016. His current contract at Man City expires next year. There has been talks of Guardiola extending his contract with Manchester City until 2025. Like I've already said, you know, City beat Man United at the Etihad last season 4-1, and City won 2-0 at Old Trafford. Like I said, Man United do have players missing. Not so long ago, Gareth Southgate confirmed Harry Maguire has a hamstring injury, so probably won't be involved. Well, he wouldn't have started anyway, because he's no longer one of our first choice centre-halves following the arrival of Lisandro Martinez. Our first choice centre-halves are Martinez and Varane, and they do play very well together in our back line. Jamie Carragher recently come out and said that Maguire cannot save his Man United career. I think he's on his way out next year. Don't know how he's in that England team, Harry Maguire, is dreadful. Man United got Harry Maguire for 80 million. Definitely overpaid for him. Ronaldo, not so long ago, suffered an horrific injury. It was a facial injury. It was during Portugal's 4-0 win against Czech Republic. I think Ronaldo has now recovered. So he could be in contention to play against City. I don't think he'll start, if I'm going to be honest with you, because Ronaldo has not started a lot of games this season. He started the last two. He started against Sheriff. He scored from the penalty in that one. That was his first goal of the season and his 699th career goal. And he started in the 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad. He had a goal disallowed in that game for offside. Donny van der Beek has a knock. Rashford's been out with injury, but I heard he should be available for the game on Sunday against City. Rashford is a key player. I think he's improved this season. Martial, of course, is still injured. Brandon Williams is injured, but he doesn't get in the team anyway. And Facundo Police is injured again, doesn't get in the team. And Dubravka has got a knock. We got Dubravka on loan from Newcastle until the end of the season. There's an option to buy for around 5 or 6 million. Dubravka's just a backup to number 1 David De Gea. Isn't there? Now, as you all know, Erik ten Hag has already revealed his transfer plans for January. Ten Hag said that Man United will continue to hold meetings over strengthening the squad. I heard Ten Hag's going to get a transfer budget of around 70 million. Well, if Ronaldo leaves in January, Erik ten Hag could get 100 million to spend. The January transfer window will be Ten Hag's second transfer window as Man United manager, so far he's enjoyed one transfer window. And Man United did good business in the summer transfer window. You know, Ten Hag made 6 signings. You know, he brought Terrell Malacia in, Lisandro Martinez, Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, Antony and Martin Dubravka. Man United have spent over 200 million this year. There's been outgoings as well this year. Of course, we saw Bailly go out on loan to Marseille, Telles went out on loan to Sevilla, Henderson went out on loan to Forest, Laird went out on loan to QPR, Lingard went on a free to Nottingham Forest, Hannibal Mejbri went out on loan to Birmingham, and Mad Diallo Traore went out on loan to Sunderland. Mata left on a free, Cavani left on a free, Matic and Pogba also left. Lee Grant left earlier on this year. Man United sold James Garner to Everton. We also sold Andres Pereira. And you know, we let quite a few young players go. And like I've said, more players will leave Manchester United next year. But despite players going, you know, Ten Hag is still inheriting players from managerial eras. Erik ten Hag has been the Man United manager now for quite a few months. So far he's lost like 3 games in all competitions and he's won 5 games in all competitions. You know, Ten Hag, I've got to say, he's doing a pretty good job, but revert back to when he got appointed in, I did say I was confident he was going to do a good job at Man United. You know, this is Ten Hag's first full season as Man United manager, so if he is to get as a top 4 finish and even win a trophy, that would be a fantastic season. Even a top 4 finish without winning a trophy would be okay, but winning a trophy would be even better. You know, Man United have not won a domestic trophy since 2017. Erik ten Hag, you've got to give him credit for what he did when he was at Ajax, because when he was at Ajax, he won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. So I think at Man United, Ten Hag will replicate what he produced at Ajax. Erik ten Hag, replaced Rangnick earlier on this year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. He's Man United's 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. Don't forget, Ten Hag recommended Mitchell van der Gaag and Steve McLaren in. They're working alongside Erik Ten Hag. Of course, we've still got the Glazers at Manchester United. They've been a massive problem for a long time. We've got to get them out of the club. United fans have been protesting against the Glazers for a long time. Earlier on this year, it said the Glazer family were open to selling a minority stake in Man United. The Glazers have owned Man United since 2005, so reflecting on that, they've owned the club for around 17 years. Obviously, you've got Michael Knighton that's interested in buying the club. Not so long ago it said Michael Knighton said Man United takeover bid is going as planned, and for quite a while now Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been interested in buying the club. It said he was preparing a $4 billion offer to take Man United from the Glazers, and earlier on this year Elon Musk joked about buying the club as well. We've got Benny McCarthy at the club as well. John Murtough, he's our director of football. Richard Arnold, he's our CEO. And earlier on this year, Sir Alex Ferguson came back to Manchester United in an advisory role. So there you go. But in January, I think Man United could make some more signings. These players we are linked with. There's been a lot of rumours coming out about Jude Bellingham. Apparently, Jude Bellingham could be available for 83 million if paid up front. That's for next summer. Initially, Borussia Dortmund wanted upwards of 100 million for Bellingham. Quite a few clubs have been in for Bellingham. Obviously, we was in for Frenkie de Jong for a long time as well. Now I'm hearing we're in for Emmanuel Martinez from Aston Villa. So there you go. So yeah. Anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.